first independent unit in my 11th and 12th grade AP ELA class is going to be on the subject that is probably closest to my heart in literature, which is Native American Lit. My audience is composed of basically, I think around 27 predominantly white kids. I have a good core of gifted learners, and I have a smattering of a few students that need extra help and clarification. And the majority of my class is female. It is not the most diverse class. It's a strong white population, but there's a little bit of diversity. And it's Roosevelt High School, so their reputation is that they're pretty strong academically. Although as I've been observing there for a few weeks, I realize there's this huge focus on AP classes versus what I actually should be AP ability. So there's a lot of letter of the law, so to speak, about the spirit of the law. Like, I don't think the name of the class and the criteria of the class matters so much as like actually being able to do the content. So I've been trying hard to really think of like how in this unit can I teach my kids or start to teach my kids the skills they were already supposed to have upon entering this class. And you know, I struggle with, like, I can't change the culture that's already been set when I start teaching, you know, in March/April, but I want to, my takeaway goal for myself is to scaffold them up so at least like I've taught them like this skill. My learning goals. Native American literature is very close to my heart, and I think it's a beautiful tradition that celebrates so many ideals that a lot of our texts don't. Family, nature, spirituality, and a way of life that is rapidly approaching extinction. And I feel that high schoolers so often they complain, like, oh, this class is useless, I'm not learning anything. And I would love to be able to teach my kids that even if you don't like books, even if you don't like what I'm teaching you, like the skills that you're learning here, like the ability to collaborate and work well with others, are the skills that you need to get a job and be successful at that job. All right, and these are my academic standards. For the MCT Standard 1, students read a wide range of texts to build an understanding of text of the culture of the United States. Common Core, ELA, respond thoughtfully to diverse perspectives. A lot of these guys haven't read Native American Lit. Summarize points of agreement and disagreement, and when warranted, qualify or justify their own views and understanding, and make new connections in light of the evidence and reason presented. So my umbrella goal of this unit is for kids to like look at Native American Lit and say, oh, I see spirituality, I see stewardship, I see this appreciation of the world around us. This unit is going to take me about 3 weeks, and it will introduce the class to some core themes manifested in a small collection of essays. Something that I'm aware of is that Native American literature is a really broad term for this unit because there are several tribes and several different attributes of those tribes that I won't be able to hit upon. So I feel that this title is a little generous, but at the same time, because Native American literature hasn't been documented very well, I can't necessarily focus a specific tribe or a specific region. You still get the content that I'm going for. So this unit's going to be about 3 weeks, and going off what I just said, it'll only scratch the surface of the heritage of Native American literature. Our end goal is going to be a comparison and contrast essay, but I'm going to scaffold towards it because right now I don't think my kids have the ability to write a comparison and contrast essay, and I want to teach them that. But I also want to really focus on the themes that I see in Native American literature because I think that is just good character development as a person, and isn't that ultimately our goal? Like I said, we're going to be writing an essay, and I will include time for a writing workshop to work on some of those skills. So here's our process. We're going to read these 3 essays and have a smattering of some other things as well. We're going to read The Signing of the Treaty of Elliott Bay by Chief Seattle, History, Landscape History and the Poem of Imagination by Leslie Marvin Silko, and The Way to Rainy Mountain by Anne Scott Monday. And other learning target goals, students will be able to speak with authority on some core themes of Native American literature such as stewardship, the union with nature, appreciation for simplicity, and spirituality. And students will gain this knowledge as they work through the readings. And what I like about these readings is they're small. I can have them also be homework and also be part of in-class reading, so I can stop them as they read and see like what themes are you seeing. And I can incorporate a lot of classroom discussion, but also peer work. I mean, some of my kids, one of my girls is really shy, has autism, and she would be a lot more comfortable talking to her seatmate than addressing the whole class. And because of the size of these texts, I can break them down into a whole variety of different instructional strategies. I believe that my kids, like the majority of them, are capable of being in an AP class. I think they've just been conditioned to not be. And maybe that's just my youthful idealism, but I feel that if I can walk the line of engaging them with the content-appropriate work, but also not losing them, then okay. I think if I jump where they are right now into what should be an AP class, I'm going to lose them because they're not used to AP work. So some of the stuff I have is it's educational, but it's taking things at a much slower rate. I'm not just expecting AP standards right off the bat. So to be successful, I want to really communicate to my kids like the resources that are available to them, including myself. Like I've been trying to communicate over the last week after the last writing assignment. You know, if you get stuck, you can email me, you can talk to me before class, you can talk to me after class, we can meet for lunch. I mean, I want to make sure they fully know that I'm aware and ready to help them. And then there's just basic housekeeping concepts. You know, be successful, read the material, and come to class with an open mind and willing to think about it. But I also think this is really important. If the rubric, the kids haven't had that, and I'm excited, I think it would be helpful if I go over the rubric with them and then hand them copies. Like this is the standard. Here's my gateway activity, long story short. I want everyone to pull out a piece of paper, and I'm going to give you a freebie. I'm just going to tell you off the bat that nature is a very important part of Native American literature and social traditions. So I want everyone to think of a time that they were out in nature or thinking about nature. Maybe you saw a painting and it took your mind or your heart someplace. So I want you to take a few minutes and just write about the time that you were in nature or reflecting on nature and like what that did for your heart. If you're spiritual, if you're not spiritual, like what does nature do for you?